Texas woman arrested. Pregnancy ended. Hey, and welcome to Health Shadow. Today, we are going to talk about the case of the Texas woman who was arrested for allegedly ending her own pregnancy. Make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any upcoming video. Now, let's jump right into it. Just in, this Saturday, April 9, 2022, a 26-year-old Southern Texas woman who was charged with murder by the Texas court, Lizelle Herrera, was released out of prison bail and was given a secured legal counsel. But before all of this, let's find out what really happened. Lizelle Herrera was arrested by the Texas police for allegedly terminating her own pregnancy through ingesting unprescribed abortion pills. She was reported to the authorities by a staff member at Starr County Hospital. It was then confirmed that the charges made against her were unclear from the start, for the Texas law only prohibits abortion providers from executing abortion to women who are in 6 weeks of their pregnancy. However, there is no such law that aims to criminalize people who have done abortion. According to reproductive rights advocates who were interviewed regarding the case, the allegations that were forced upon Herrera was just a mere attempt to make pregnant people in Texas anxious and scared so that they will not proceed with abortion. Pregnant women were exempted from criminal prosecution in the event of an abortion, so there was no legal basis for this proceeding. In fact, patients do not need to disclose and share any medical information to their healthcare provider. And even if it is legal in the state, there is no evidence that their healthcare provider needs to notify the authorities of the voluntary abortion. As said by the CEO of the pro-choice organization Religious Coalition for Reproductive Choice, Reverend Katie Zeh, pregnant people and those who need abortion should be protected instead of being shamed. The said alleged abortion wasn't supposed to be charged, as said by Starr County District Attorney Gotcha Allen Ramirez. It is contentious and based on the Texas law and the information that was presented. Herrera's case shouldn't be a criminal matter. However, as all actions have certain consequences, so was the case. Herrera's face was already broadcast nationally on Texas television. This is why her dignity and her name had already been tarnished by the social media and the people who authorized the case. In addition to these consequences is the fear of other Texans. Not only would they become uneasy with having an abortion themselves, but they would also become afraid of the consequences and not seek important medical care from the hospitals anymore. But why all the rackets? What exactly is going on in Texas, and what is its connection with Lizelle Herrera's abortion case? Just recently, Texas had enacted one of the country's strictest abortion bans. They called it the Heartbeat Act, which came into force in September. This act aims to give permission to sue those who perform or support an abortion after the heartbeat of the fetus is detected, usually about 6 weeks after pregnancy, before most women know that they are pregnant. As a result, it is now fundamentally impossible to have an abortion in Texas, as people perform abortions primarily using FDA-approved tablets or request abortions in neighboring states. However, this law only provides for civil punishment and not criminal punishment, and it explicitly exempts those who have an abortion from liability. In addition to this act, on December 1, 2021, Texas had enacted Senate Bill 4, making it a criminal offense for medical practitioners to advise abortion capsules to sufferers who are greater than 7 weeks pregnant or who mail abortion capsules to an affected person at any time of pregnancy. Violating the regulation is prison punishable by means of up to 2 years in prison and a first pass of $10,000. But the regulation applies handiest to dogs and explicitly exempts pregnant girls from crook penalties. These laws were probably the cause of Herrera's unjust verdict, but it was made clear that she shouldn't be facing these kinds of arrests. The story is incomplete. There are fragments missing, and it is still in the process of patching together pieces of information. The only thing that we can see clearly was how the Texas police, by breaking this to social media, restricted the people's rights, especially the pregnant women in Texas, to govern their own body and their own liberty. But actually, there is more to the story. According to the people who became aware of the Abortion Act in Texas, this case is probably related to the Roe v. Wade law case. This legal case, which was ruled by the United States Supreme Court on the 22nd of January 1973, at first, it states that abortion is in fact regarded as unconstitutional. All of these began in 1970 when Jane Roe, a fictional identity that was made to protect the profile of the plaintiff, initiated a contrasting action towards the District Attorney of Dallas County, Henry Wade, who wanted to assert the rights of women to terminate their pregnancy. To resolve this dispute, the court then sought to balance the various persuasive interests of the state and the health of pregnant women and the potential life of the fetus. fetus. It has established a point where the state's top priority on the health of pregnant women makes it possible to regulate abortion at the end of early pregnancy. For the fetus, the court has positioned this as the ability to live a meaningful life outside the womb, or the viability that occurs at 24 weeks gestation. This abortion law now follows the process that during the first semester of pregnancy, the state may not regulate abortion decisions. Only a pregnant woman and her doctor can make this decision. In late pregnancy, or at the stage of the second trimester, the state may enact abortion rules that are reasonably relevant to the health of the mother. When a fetus reaches survival in late pregnancy, the state may completely regulate or ban abortion, with the exception of cases where abortion is required to save the life and health of the mother. Because of Lizelle Herrera's abortion case, anti-abortion groups and movements had started to take legal action, using every means to achieve their goal, and that is to overturn the Roe v. Wade. Anti-abortion group first formed during the late 1960s, with a goal to reverse the effect of the criminal abortion law. Almost all of the groups had joined and had connections to the local Catholic diocese, and at that time, they were only able to take actions locally. Among other anti-abortion groups who formed diverse strategies, but they soon began forming groups nationally and moved with groups like the National Right to Life Committee, who established a powerful political action committee to coordinate the proceedings in federal court after the Roe in 1973 was released by the Supreme Court. In the 1990s, conservative states that passed abortion laws often worked from a single script and passed very similar laws. People have been trying to terminate the Abortion Act, most of which are conservatives, and now after Justice Brett Kavanaugh had took a spot to the Supreme Court, state lawmakers had begun listening to anti-abortion movement ideals. Other movements went far as to criminalize women who were to ectopic pregnancy and even allowing death penalty to those who committed abortion. However, considering the fact that most of them were conservative, the Supreme Court decided to not listen to most of them, who had the say, and began labeling their farm strategies as cowardly and vain. Their agenda began to look like they are diverting to their actual goal, and instead more focused towards their own personal belief that has no contribution to the citizens' welfare. Abortion for conservatives is considered wrong. It is the act of terminating or eliminating the chance of a fetus for growth and life. But for some, it is the right that they have as their own person who owns their body. In the future, there would still be debate, movements, disputes, and actions that will relate towards abortion. But what is important is not what we see as good and bad action, but the right that will balance the safety and well-being of others. The court should not be hasty about their decisions and must not be biased of the fact, so as to not make the same mistake that they did to Lizelle Herrera. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give the video a like and subscribe to our channel for more fun. We will be back soon with another one, so click that notification bell below to stay tuned for our new video. This is the Health Shadow signing out until next time. Stay healthy!